On behalf of the Washington Township High School faculty and the High School Science National Honor Society, I welcome you all here today to our annual Science National Honor Society induction ceremony. We are here to celebrate the academic success in the sciences of the inductees sitting before you. It is my distinct pleasure to now introduce to you Mr. Anderson, our Washington Township High School principal, to introduce our special guests and have some brief remarks.
So good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to see such a huge crowd of people out to support our children this evening in their quest for success, specifically in the area of science as we are celebrating this evening. So the students on the executive board who are seated right up here on the stage, let's give them a round of applause for their hard work. So together with their advisors, they have put together an enjoyable program for this evening to recognize all of our students and their achievements. I know you will certainly enjoy tonight's ceremony. I would like to start off by recognizing some distinguished guests who play a critical role in providing our students support and direction in science. First, I'd like to introduce our supervisor of science of that department, Ms. Malika Moore. I would like to recognize one of our teachers and who happens to be one of our teachers of the year, Mrs. Amy Carpinelli. And another one of our science teachers extraordinaire, Mrs. Robin Dime. And I'm looking out into the audience to make sure that I have not missed anyone. I sincerely hope that I haven't, but the lights are very bright, so it's quite possible that I am. So I would now like to take the time to introduce our faculty sponsors for the Washington Township High School chapter of the Science National Honor Society. So first, Ms. Cardamone is co-advisor of Science NHS. Ms. Cardamone has been teaching at Washington Township High School for 28 years and currently teaches honors and AP biology. In the past, she has also taught applied and college prep biology, as well as anatomy and physiology. She holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Secondary Science Education from Temple University and a Master of Science and Math Education degree from the University of Nebraska. Ms. Cardamone is a member of National Science Teaching Association, the National Education Association, and the New Jersey Educators Association. She is also a faculty advisor for the National Youth Leadership Forum. Mrs. Howard is our other co-advisor. She teaches anatomy and physiology, biology, biotechnology, and veterinary science at WTHS. She holds a Bachelor of Science degree in biochemistry from Lake Erie College and a Master of Science degree in physiology from Kent State University. She is currently participating in an academic fellowship with the Milwaukee School of Engineering and the Center for Biological Modeling, where she is working to help develop classroom educational models with complementary augmented reality. The goal of the fellowship is to give students a better understanding of the unseen molecular world. Mrs. Howard also works through the Rutgers University Cooperative Extension as a coach for the Gloucester County and New Jersey State Equine Science teams. So as you can see, we have some very accomplished staff. And now it is time to talk about our accomplished Washington Township High School students. So I would like to turn things over at this time to our co-advisor, Mrs. Howard, who will rejoin us back at the microphone again. And again, have an enjoyable evening, and thank you for your support.
It is at this point of the evening that I'm reminded of one of my favorite quotes by Mahatma Gandhi: "Be the change that you wish to see in the world." This night would not be possible without the hard work and endeavors of the students that have come before you and their quest to be that change. Our journey to becoming members of the national organization that you are about to join started several years ago with the members of the Washington Township High School Science League and the class of 2017. It was the wish of these students to seek change and initiate the process of enrolling Washington Township High School into the Science National Honor Society. These members left as their legacy the opportunity for you to participate in the honor that you are about to receive. They researched, reviewed rigorous qualifications, created presentations, they attended school board meetings, and helped to prepare all the documents necessary for our application for acceptance as a chapter in the Science National Honor Society. It was their goal to celebrate the excellence that students at our school have routinely pursued in their science classwork. As with all projects, they were met with several setbacks, delays, and a great understanding of how to persevere the process. Unfortunately, their hard work did not allow them to receive membership into this honor society. However, we were awarded our charter into the Science National Honor Society in 2018. You have also had to persevere and face setbacks and delays as together we navigated our way through a global pandemic. In the spirit of the proud alumni of this society and their desire to embrace change through the pursuit of excellence in science education, I challenge each one of you to be the change. Wonder, be resilient, and tenacious. Pursue knowledge with the understanding that you will change the world. I would like right now to recognize the seniors that have fulfilled the legacy of the society and served as our executive board of the Washington Township High School National Honor Society. This night would not have been possible without their efforts. So please stand and be recognized as I call your name. Gabriella Maleta. Alexis Thompson. Lucia D'Angelo. Bailey Ratcliffe. Alexander Schultes. Jasmine Liu. Herschel Druve. John Martino. Anna Lee. Charlotte Mole. Sean Monahan. And Lauren Brookstein. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the Science National Honor Society Executive Board member, Sean Monahan, to review the goals and objectives of the Science National Honor Society.
The national chapter of the Science National Honor Society was organized in 2000 with the following objectives: to encourage and recognize scientific and intellectual thought, to advance students' knowledge of classical and modern science, to communicate with the scientific community, to aid the civic community with its comprehension of science, and to encourage students to participate in community service and, in turn, encourage a dedication to the pursuit of scientific knowledge that benefits all of mankind. With these objectives in mind, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Science National Honor Society Executive Board member Gabriella Maleta to review the qualifications for membership in the Science National Honor Society.
Every member of the Science National Honor Society in attendance this evening has maintained the following qualifications. Each member is classified as either a junior or senior at Washington Township High School. Each member must have and maintain a 3.0 grade point average on a 4.0 scale in all classwork. Each member must have credit for at least one honor science course prior to their junior year. Each member must have credit for Each member must maintain an average grade of 93 or above across all science courses in grades 9 through 12. Each member must exhibit outstanding behavior and serve as role models for underclassmen. Members are expected to continue to meet these qualifications throughout their junior and senior years. It is now my pleasure to introduce my fellow executive board member, Alexis Thompson, to discuss SNHS's achievements this year.
The Science National Honor Society has accomplished numerous achievements in the past year. For instance, in conjunction with the National Honor Society, we have begun providing student tutors to science students in need of extra help with their science courses. We have monthly scientific journal clubs. In these journal clubs, students read and discuss current research articles from scientific journals. Several topics of articles we have reviewed this year include the invention of headphones that detect and treat ear infections, the disappearance of snow crabs in the waters off Alaska, and the DART, or DART mission, which tested our planetary defense system. Next month, several of our members will be participating in the TSA Teams Engineering Competition. It is our goal to host a science symposium in April, physics Olympics, sci-fi movie night, and our annual senior chord party. Through participation in these and other scientific endeavors, Washington Township Science NHS chapter will help model real-world science for other students and for members of the community. It is now my pleasure to introduce Executive Board Member Alex Schultes to introduce our guest speaker for tonight.
Each year, the Science National Honor Society selects a member of the faculty to give a speech of encouragement and congratulations to the new inductees. This year, we are honored to have Ms. Carpinelli give that speech. The faculty member that gives this speech is not only an amazing teacher, but also a teacher that students look up to and feel comfortable talking to. Ms. Carpinelli is the definition of this type of teacher. Ms. Carpinelli has a master's degree in geoscience and has spent 32 years teaching science, mainly physics, at the high school. During her time as a teacher, she was given several awards and accomplishments. She became a finalist in the National Science Teacher of the Year in 2009 and has been published in the National Science Teacher article. She also won Teacher of the Year this year. She was an advisor for SNHS for 3 years and motivated students to pursue science. She slowly collected stories to tell during class and became a role model to many. Although she currently plans on retiring at the end of this year, her mark on this school and her students will remain. Ms. Carpinelli.
Thank you, Alex, and I hope you all can see me. I'm a little vertically challenged. Well, parents, faculty, administrators, guests, and most importantly, students. Congratulations on your accomplishment of earning membership in the Science National Honor Society. You've worked so hard to get here, and you are deserving of this honor. Science leads, and now, as a member of SNHS, you are called to be a leader in science. I'm famous for my stories, so I'm going to tell you a little story. When I was a little girl, about 3 or 4, my cousin Frank was headed off to college, and my mom and I were helping him move in. And my mom at one point asked me, "Do you think you would like to go to college one day?" And I responded, "Well, could I learn about dinosaurs there?" And my mom laughed and said, "Yes, but by that time you probably won't be interested in dinosaurs anymore." Well, guess what? So I was still interested in dinosaurs, of course, because dinosaurs are awesome, and I majored in geology with a concentration in geophysics. That's why I wound up teaching physics. And eventually I went and got my master's degree in geology, focused on paleoclimates this time, which is how I got back into dinosaurs. In my studies, I learned that the first complete dinosaur skeleton ever discovered in the Western Hemisphere was discovered about 15 miles away from this building we're sitting in tonight. Hadrosaurus folkii, discovered in Haddonfield, New Jersey. And so for a time, South Jersey was the paleontological center of the world. And in fact, 2 of the most prominent dinosaur hunters got their start right here. Their names were Edward Cope and Charles Marsh. And we today would say that they were the greatest frenemies ever in all of science. So Edward Cope was a local boy. He was born just outside of Woodbury, and probably would have had a Sewell zip code if zip codes had been a thing then. Charles Marsh was related to the wealthy Peabody family from Connecticut, where Yale University is. Both wound up working here in South Jersey, in Haddonfield, where the Hadrosaurus discovery had been. And they got along great at first. Edward showed Charles around, and Charles was very impressed with the work that was being done. So impressed that he snuck back into the site at night and then bribed Edwards' employees to, instead of giving him the good finds, to send them up to Connecticut to Marsh. That started what came to be known as the Bone Wars, and it was war. When dinosaurs were discovered in the American West, both headed out to Colorado and Wyoming as soon as they possibly could. One would have a secret dig site, but the other would find out and trespass and steal bones. Cope even went so far as to blow up his site when he was finished for the summer, so that Marsh couldn't go back in and make other discoveries. When Cope made a mistake about the skeleton of a marine reptile called Elasmosaurus, Marsh made sure that everyone found out about that and got a copy of the erroneous paper that Cope had put out. And this went back and forth for decades. When I learned about them, I thought, wow, these guys are wild. They're like the robber barons of rocks, and they sounded to me like literal rock stars. And between them, they discovered hundreds of species, ones that you know, famous dinosaurs like Brontosaurus and Stegosaurus. I thought about what passion that they had, what ambition, what drive. Their curiosity about Earth's ancient past fueled a competition that literally unearthed the secrets of a forgotten world. What an achievement. But you know, I was wrong about them. The more I've thought about them as I've gotten older, the more I've realized that the competition was not about science. It was about their egos. That drive to outdo the other at all costs wasn't about scientific discovery. Science's goal is and should always be about advancing our knowledge above all else. How much more would we know about the Mesozoic world if Cope and Marsh had instead collaborated honestly, sharing their resources and pursuing knowledge over accolades? Think of all the energy that was wasted in the decades-long feud. And then think of how much more we could know if that energy had instead been applied to common research. No good comes from one-upmanship. It can lead to carelessness, sloppy decision-making, and overall does a disservice to the scientific community. It can ruin your reputation and risk your integrity when you go too far. Can competition be a good thing? Well, absolutely. It spurs us on to our goals. But when competition overshadows your good judgment, it becomes the antithesis of science, which demands cool reasoning and good leadership. It's very easy nowadays to look at others and compare yourselves to what you see on their social media. They have this GPA, and they're in this many clubs, so I have to be in more. Never mind that I don't have enough time and energy as it is. How much more could we achieve if instead of competing, either overtly or subconsciously, we focused on working toward a common goal? In the end, Cope and Marsh bankrupted themselves and ruined not only their own reputations, but also the reputation of American paleontology around the world. It took 100 years before American geologists were taken seriously because of their feud, not to mention all the fossils that they likely destroyed in their endeavor to beat the other two discoveries. I started off tonight by reminding you that science leads. Think about the type of leader you want to be. Thank you, and remember these last words of wisdom. Don't screw it up.
Thank you for your meaningful words, Mrs. Carpinelli. At this time, it is my honor to induct the new members of the Washington Township High School Science National Honor Society. Tonight, each new member of the society will receive a certificate of their membership. Senior members will receive honor cords at the end of the school year to represent their membership in the society at graduation. Now we ask that all SNHS members and inductees stand and recite after me. I promise to do my best to represent the academic goals of the Science National Honor Society. To participate in community service and to encourage the pursuit of scientific knowledge that benefits all mankind. Congratulations to our new members. You may be seated. Through their outstanding commitment to academic excellence in all coursework at Washington Township High School, especially in the area of science, these students have earned special recognition by being accepted into the Science National Honor Society. We will now introduce the members of the Washington Township High School chapter of the Science National Honor Society, and we ask that you please hold your applause until all the names of our inductees have been read. We will start with the induction class of 2022. Students in the class of 2022 were accepted into the SNHS during the fall of 2021 and were formally inducted in January of 2022. Graduating seniors of SNHS receive honor cords to wear at their graduation in June. These cords will be given at our annual science party, where members provide evidence of their successful completion of their science classes. Please rise to be acknowledged as your names are called. And again, we ask that you hold your applause until all names of our inductees have been read by Senior Executive Board Committee member Lucia D'Angelo.
Joseph Altamiro, Nick Altabelli, Kate Arnold, Olivia Brett, Abigail Brown, Caitlin Caesar, Ryan Crowley, Veronica DeLuca, Kimberly Doe, Connor Dunn, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Daniel Hartong, Riley Hayward, Christian Heil, Lauren Marmon, Tanjeem Morshed, Anna Muhihu, Isabel Anelli, Vedant Patel, Kaya Popolo, Paige Rambo, Juliana Shavani, Angelina Stanfa, Carly Sullivan, Abby Thomas, Gianna Torrey, Jessica Way, Alex Weedman, Aiden Zukowski. Let's have a big round of applause for the SNHS induction class of 2022. Congrats to our senior members.
Thank you, Lucia. Students in the induction class of 2023 were accepted into the SNHS during the fall of 2022 and will be formally inducted tonight. Inductees of SNHS receive certificates commemorating acceptance into the Science National Honor Society. Please rise and make your way to the stage as your names are called. And again, we would ask that you would hold your applause until all names of our inductees have been read by Senior Executive Board Committee member Bailey Radcliffe.
Iad Abby Almano. Brooke Alessandrini. Christina Baldassaro. Bryn Bautista. Jeff Blanchard. James Burgandy. Logan Chicaro. Chanelli Cologne. Jocelyn Connor. Cecilia Dabrowski. Justin Dewey. Kayla DiTaviano. Casey Dunn. John Ecker. Lily Engeline. Thomas Fields. Daniel Forcenito. Justin Foreman. Zachary Gauthier. Madeline Gleason. Mariah Groff. Billy Haggerty. Abigail Haynes. Peyton Jetter. Ryan Cousier. Aaron Kolosowski. Samantha Krug. Patrick Lant. Jessica Martino. Nico Masalangelo. Evan McDonald. Andre Miller Bublik. Eliana Moley. Melanie Montalvo. Ariana Nelly. Olivia Nelson. Ryan Palmer. Chelsea Petro. Madison Rubart. Sasha Roncero. Armand Sidwa. Sophia Soriano. Matthew Stein. Allison Sestowitz. Anna Tobler. Peter Jamoles. Marissa Velasquez. Emily Westenberger. Ryan Wojciechowski.
Thank you, Bailey. Let's have a big round of applause for the SNHS induction class of 2023. Congratulations to all the new inductees. This is Howard.
Science is woven into the fabric of our society. It will aid students in understanding the causes of events in our world from the macroscopic to the microscopic. Science is a discipline of tradition that scientists throughout the ages have followed. The Science National Honor Society's goal is to help culture new scientists who will also follow in this discipline. It is the hope of the Science Department, faculty, and our Science National Honor Society members will use their science studies to better understand how the world around them works and use their science knowledge to improve our world for the benefit of others. We would like to invite our Science Department Supervisor, Ms. Moore, to say a few closing words.
On behalf of the Washington Township High School Science Department, I welcome all of our inductees into the Science National Honor Society. Remember, science leads. We are called to examine, quantify, clarify, and always question. Congratulations. So as we come to the close of this induction ceremony for the National Science Honor Society, let us take a moment to reflect on the hard work and dedication that each of our new members have demonstrated. Their passion for science and commitment to academic excellence serves as an inspiration to us all. As members of this prestigious society, it is now your responsibility to continue to strive for knowledge and to share your love for science with others. Remember that with great power comes great responsibility, and it is your duty to use your knowledge and skills to make a positive impact in our communities and the world. Let us embrace this opportunity to come together as a community of scientific minds and make a difference in the world. Again, congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. And thank you for all of your attendance here tonight. We really appreciate your support, and we invite you to join us back in Cafeteria B for some light refreshments and interesting conversation in honor of our inductees. We hope that you will join us. We have pretzels and cake and water. And before we leave, we need all of the members up front to the stage and in front of the stage, if you would, for a picture, and we will see you in Cafe B. Have a great night, everyone.